money while doing good. And in fact, turns out that thought through carefully, social entrepreneurship is very profitable. You know, if you think of GE, what they're doing with the eco-imagination, and sustainability, it's actually very good business because they're solving problems like drinking water and energy and so on. So I think that there is a lot of merit in, and this is sort of a critique of the arts, and it's a critique of philanthropy. Philanthropy for the sake of giving away money was yesterday's philanthropy. And I really admire the Gates Foundation and other such organizations that say, what's the cost per life saved? You know, no bullshit, tell me, I'm going to give you money, I'm going to expect results. And urban gateways have also started to do that, where they're trying to put a lot more emphasis on metrics and outcomes. Otherwise, it becomes a very fuzzy conversation. So accountability is very, very important in this context. So as we think about the social good, I think we should think of social good while being good for business. So the triple bottom line, good for the company, good for the environment, good for society.
Either of you comments about group creativity or creativity for the good? No?
Well, I'm just sort of synthesizing, I guess, but it seems as though the initial premise here that I think is valid is that education suddenly surges forward when the business community gets nervous. Sort of the moment that Eric was talking about. And it just seems to me that if innovation is our ticket to a competitive edge in a global economy, I'm not a business person, so that's why I get to ask this question. Why do we take children who are most likely to see the world differently? The children who really know how to take risks. The children who problem solve before they ever get into a building, and give them the worst educations. Why are our children of color and our immigrant children so far at the bottom of the scale? It just is so unfair. And I just don't understand how the global business community, particularly with the American edge here, isn't just horrified. I understand that they do what they can, but somehow it seems like that's where the innovation really needs to come from. They need to figure out how to become the advocates that our kids need. Because I think in the end, it's our competitive edge that's suffering.
Well, it is our you can't expect in this environment for the day to solve the problem. And I'm not passing the buck, but we at Motorola spend most of our time and most of our money trying to help students who are underrepresented in our workforce, because we agree that we're still a bunch of white engineers, men, mostly white male engineers at Motorola. So we are focused on that, but we have limited capacity. Where you can maybe take it the next step is when Mohan said that business is scared. We are very scared. There are so few kids who are going into engineering now for a company like Motorola. It's a frightening thing. We do believe the distinction now is that engineers in the United States are still more innovative than most of the engineers that come from other countries, but that trend is changing. But it's a collective we that has to address the problem. Our CEOs are meeting, business is scared, and so what does business do when it's scared? It goes to government and tries to put pressure on government to help solve these problems. But everybody has to care about it, and we have to care that the
shops where the tax rate for the kids is, the families is very low, but the kids are getting $14,000 a year.
To be fair, it's not just the business community. Parents also don't, you live in a suburb, you don't want your tax dollars reallocated to another area.
Or pay more income tax,
Yeah.
or, so our schools are terrible, and we all know it, and we don't do anything about it.
Well, lots of blame flying around, so let me throw some more out. Creativity is not taught between 8 and 3, and families have a responsibility too, and so I think the assumption here is, can creativity be taught? I think we'll make an implicit assumption at school. No, it's a 7 by 24 exercise, and parents have a responsibility too, and that because a lot of the creative expression and the sort of the downtime or the playtime actually comes outside of school. So it does take a village, and so it's not just the responsibility of the teachers to do it, but parents are ultimately the first and the most important teachers we will ever have.
Well, let me bring us, we're at the end of our time, so let me bring this to a close, first of all, with, I'll thank you in a moment, but with the acknowledgement, our panel seems to think, in fact, it can be taught. The challenge for us is not only, it's not just a school's responsibility, so go do it, but it's a community's, a family's responsibility, and for ourselves, how careful are we in curating our own creative capacities? Do we take care? Do we make sure we're in good physical fitness as far as our creative component? And just adding one political note, on November the 1st, I fly to Scotland, and one of the speeches I'm going to give there is to Her Majesty's Education Inspectors, because there is a new law in Scotland that requires that all schools be assessed for the quality of the creative learning environment in that school. And so the inspectors are having a conference to determine how can you determine the creative quality of a school in Scotland? What are the indicators? What are we going to score schools on? So the schools can go, man, we're going to be scored on this. Let's start changing the environment in our schools to fill what the government law is requiring. So this can happen in English-speaking countries. And indeed, this is part of the conversation that catches the concern from the corporate sector and the kind of free-floating but really suppressed impulse from so many who care about the topic to really make some change, which I sense in this room is something that definitely wants to happen. And it comes out of this kind of community dialogue, which doesn't just stop at 6 o'clock, but continues into our ongoing work relationships and places where we have influence. So thank you for spending this time with us. Thank you to our 3 panelists for taking the time especially to pull their thoughts together and share. And to Exelon and Urban Gateways and Julie Simpson.